is not here tonight. However, he does have a pass since he is president of City Council. They are having budget hearings, so he has a pass for tonight. I'm not sure how many more weeks it is that they have it. Hopefully we can come together again soon. But as always, the show must go on. I have Chandra Pitts is my very first guest on this evening. I went to an event on Tuesday at One Village Alliance, and I was just taken back from her building that she acquired. I mean, even the bathroom is like gorgeous. So without further ado, going to bring Chandra on.
Thank you, Waynna.
You're so welcome. You're welcome.
It's so good to be here. So good to be with all of our City of Wilmington and Well Beyond community.
Yes. Yeah, and right, Well Beyond, because now we're streaming, so you can see it on social media as well.
No matter where I'm in the world, I'm watching you, Waynna, and Strippy, and the Congo Hour has been a long-time supporter.
Yes.
We appreciate you really letting the people know what's really happening in our community, and I'm honored to be featured tonight, so thank you.
Great, yeah. So, tell me when we'll talk about One Village Alliance and how you came about the concept.
Okay, so a lot of people see my face, but I am the president and CEO of a global social justice organization called One Village Alliance. It was founded as an education agency and has grown, particularly within the last several years, into a global social justice organization. In education, you know, it started with my experience in school. I was never, you know, school was an oppressive environment. I never had any teachers of color, Waynna, for 13 years of basic education.
Really?
I experienced a high level of racism. I wasn't taught about my greatness and my brilliance. You know, I was judged even by the educators for representing my heritage. I'm a first-generation Mexican-American. I'm a proud Afro-Latina, African-American, Black woman, all of those rich cultural heritage, and my parents kept me close to that. But that's how I got it, from the village that raised me. It wasn't because of school. And even though I didn't get it from school, I got a lot of other things from school. There was bullying, oppression, and made to feel less than. So I wanted to not be a teacher because I didn't like going to school as a kid. So I definitely didn't want to spend the rest of my life going to school. But I recognized the inequity and just the harm that was happening, particularly for historically marginalized children of color. So I wanted to go into schools, and we launched in 2009 was our very first year. First program year was 2010. We launched in 40 schools.
Oh, wow.
With our initiative, and I developed the largest mentoring program in the state of Delaware and expanded into the state of New Jersey, and we still do work regionally. And 5 years ago, we won an Obama Foundation grant that expanded our work with the same program models, Raising Kings, Girls Can Do Anything, and our flagship summer program called Around the World in a Summer. We've been able to expand now into our 5th country across West Africa.
That is phenomenal. Congratulations. I didn't know that it was that large, to be honest with you. I do see you've been to different countries. I've seen that, but I didn't know the magnitude of what you do. When you said that you didn't have any one that looked like you in school, I was saddened by that because although I went to St. Peter's Cathedral, which was a parochial school, and I will never forget my teachers, but one in particular who looked like me. Her name was Miss Brown. Okay. Rosemary Brown. I'll never forget her. And she took so much, she was very caring. And I was lacking. I don't know why I was lacking. She took me home with her on the weekends, and I did homework. and she lived in
I
Maryland.
get Miss Brown locked up. Go ahead.
Well, she's deceased now.
I know. Oh, that's beautiful.
But yeah,
though.
my grandparents would allow her to take me, and I did homework the weekend so that I can get caught up and excel in academics. So
she was part of your village, and that's a beautiful, beautiful story.
Yes,
Yeah.
thank you. So let's talk about your building.
Yes.
It's beautiful.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
So in recent years, I had won the NAACP Youth Impact Award for the work that we've done across Delaware and throughout the Delaware Valley, particularly here in Delaware. In a follow-up year, I came to support the other honorees, and one of those was Bishop Amos, who was the very new bishop that year of UAME Church here in Delaware. UAME was founded as the very first independent black church in the nation.
Yes.
And as we sit right here in Peter Spencer Plaza, right here at DETV, the fact that he was a freedom fighter, I wanted to just expound upon that legacy. So our connection with his beautiful wife, Sonia Amos, and Bishop Amos, and connecting with UAMA, through that relationship, we've acquired the space on a full city block between Tatnall and Market on 31st Street, and that project has become an extension of the legacy of freedom fighter Peter Spencer and modern day freedom fighters that work with me, and that project is called Freedom.
So
that space you visited this week is One Village Alliance's our newest site, and what is being developed into the state's very first community-based urban wellness center, and it's called Freedom.
Okay, so let's talk about, you had youth there that were very well behaved. We didn't even know that they were there. But then I saw this wonderful room that I think had
the lit lounge.
It's the
very
lounge.
Lit lounge is very colorful, like you and I, our children. There's art all. So our mission is to grow historically marginalized children and their families into their true greatness through education, entrepreneurship, and the arts.
Okay.
So what you'll see as young entrepreneurs and business leaders, we have a Black-owned cooperative workspace. We have 11 studio spaces. Bleak is there with his barber shop. Shiree with Haidira Yoga is there. So we have yoga studios, art studios. We have a all-female trucking dispatch company housed there. So all of these things are happening behind the doors of Freedom. But what you'll smell in the candles and feel and see is all of those things that makes you feel free mentally, spiritually, physically, psychologically. So we want that for our youth. It's not just your average community center. It's a state-of-the-art space, like any space you'd walk in down on the riverfront or Lower Market Street or here. So we're Market Street too at 31st and Market. We have, when you first walk in, we've worked with the Delaware Center for Horticulture and the city and the state. We have a new street that's paved, brand new sidewalk, a new tree line, green spaces, 35 pollinator plants that we did in partnership with Discover. And then we have a fully licensed commercial kitchen. So if you need a commissary, an event space, if you want to incubate your catering or restaurant business for a small hourly pledge, because everything that's invested is an investment directly into the youth and families that we serve. So after school program, summer camp, we have a prom dress giveaway that's happening all day, every day. We even have tuxedos for boys that we give away. And it's all free, every single thing that we do at Freedom and through One Village Alliance.
I love it. So are you open? What's your hours of operation?
So because one of the businesses that's housed there is an event space, we're open weekends. Events happen until 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning. There's a sip and skate that's happening. So every Wednesday, visit us for Sip and Skate. It's a fundraising event. It's a fundraising event. It's a friend-raising event. We're the only roller skating center in the city of Wilmington. It's amazing. So we partner with Bray, DJ Sunday Blue, Roll Club Delaware, and we're really housing and fostering that skate community, that roller skate community that's robust, even though the skate center in the city closed down years ago. We're bringing that back. We have outdoor green spaces, a fire pit, it's really dope. So
It really is.
anyone who wants to come and engage, we have our Black Girls Heal Circle that happens every single Tuesday. Different facilitators, speakers, and wellness practitioners we're working with. I know Brother John Muhammad is here, the youth minister for the Nation of Islam, one of the leaders and ambassadors for our young kings. We're raising kings, and we're always looking for male business leaders and just inspirational men to show our men and boys who we really are. That's the anti-violence plan, is really love and peace and surrounding them with that. So we have our Raising Kings mentoring brunches, lunches, and breakfasts where men and boys can just convene, and mothers raising sons. We all get together simultaneously.
Wow.
So we're doing so much there. People can get involved, and Girls Can Do Anything, Black Girls Heal, Raising Kings. Our summer camp registration is open, but also they can reach out to partner and bring their own program, event, or project to Freedom, and we will house that for you.
You've left no stone unturned. That's wonderful, Chandra. I'm so happy and proud of you. Honestly, I mean, I knew what you did, but I really didn't know the magnitude of what it is, and you are changing lives. I love that you do men as well, because sometimes I feel like they're kind of left out. I love the name Raising Kings, because that's exactly who they are, and they need to know that that's who they are. And it's just, it's wonderful what you're doing. Like I said, we were in the meeting. We had no idea that the children were there. They were very well behaved, which is not always the case when you go into, recreational centers and stuff. They're not on their best behavior like your youth were.
We're intentional about that. They feel love. We have high expectations. The standard of excellence is something that we foster them and surround them with. They had just got out of yoga that day. They start with a mindfulness circle, and this is open. It's a drop-in program for any child in the city, age 7 and up, all the way up to our teenagers. So it's really a meaningful program designed with intention, just like the systems of oppression, right? The systems that keep them riled up and detained. There's 5 detention facilities for children just in the city of Wilmington. And we have to be just as intentional about curating a counterculture to really lift up and inspire our youth and show them who we really are. And tell them of their greatness and brilliance. This is not a conversation that schools are having. Should we teach children about their own history and who they are? That conversation was lost. That argument was lost long ago. We have to show our children and tell them and let them touch and see and feel who we really are. So every Monday we do free haircuts. We have so many individuals, not just our ambassadors, but barbers and locticians now. People hit us up all the time like, I want to do that every first Monday of the month. Barbers could take that as their only day off of the week, but it's a day on for them. Free haircuts. And I'm talking about, we've never left a head uncut, even if you arrive late, but I would encourage you to come early.
What time do they need to come?
Well, so it's from 4:30 until 7:30 p.m. And it's all happening right at Freedom. So if you're a mother, a grandmother, a father, a family, you can engage in yoga. We have a game room.
While the child is getting their hair done.
We've got movie night. All that happens while the kids are, and we get pizza. While the kids are getting their hair cut or waiting for their locks to be twisted. So I know I said a lot, but the good thing is people can get involved and it's all in one easy place.
Yes, that part. So how can someone contact you?
So first they can follow us on Instagram. That's the #1 and the word village on Instagram. But if you're not all savvy into the socials, our website is really easy and it's an affirmation. I encourage everybody to say it with me now. I am the village.
I am the village.
I am the village. It's IamTheVillage.org. So at the very top of that page, it says register now. It takes you to a link with every upcoming event, activity. The workshop you were at was a grant writing workshop. everything for the next 6 months is populated. That's right at the top of the page.
Okay.
It says register now, or if you scroll all the way to the bottom, it's our full calendar for the year. You can see what's happening the rest of this month, what's happening over the summer, and we make it easy.
Oh,
Life's hard enough.
that is so true. God knows it's so true. Well, Chandra, thank you so much for coming on and sharing. I appreciate you.
I love that you shared the time with us, because it truly does take a whole village, and we could be doing all this stuff, but without platforms like DETV and the Congo Hour, we wouldn't be making the impact that we're making today. So
Thank you.
Waynna.
Thank you. Going to take a short break, and I will be back with my next guest.
DETV has been Delaware's premium provider of creative digital and broadcasting solutions that bridges communities and connects people. We create great stories for all audiences. We deliver independent news throughout Delaware. We are digital platform innovators. And we develop marketing and sales solutions so you can stay connected to your audience. Now, why do we do what we do here on DETV? We do it because we care. So, keep watching and follow us on all of our social media platforms. Remember, DETV, online, on air, on time.
Welcome back to the Congo Hour. Thank you so very much for tuning in. I guess I was just overly excited that I didn't share this news with you well, today is Wednesday. Remember, we pre-record. So my second granddaughter was born this morning at 3:08 in the morning. And I am Hunter was so emotional, which made me emotional. And Brittany took it like a champ. I didn't see her crying at all. But so I'm really excited. So as soon as I leave here, I am heading to go see my new granddaughter. So people do ask, do I have any other grandchildren? I have another granddaughter. I call her Princess Anaya. She is 18 years old. She is in Delaware State University doing extremely well. And as well, she has her own business that she does with braiding hair. She is phenomenal. Actually, you're gonna see some pictures of the work that she does. And I'm gonna also give you her contact link so that you can schedule an appointment. She's very business-minded. She has her own site where you go on and you schedule your appointments. You have to make a deposit. I think if you're certain minutes late, I forget what, she got it going on. That's all I can say. And I'm so proud of her. But yeah, so I have a new baby granddaughter, and I'm so excited. So I'm going to go over to our next guest. These two gentlemen are here to talk about Velda Potter Jones, who is running for mayor here in the city of Wilmington. And she had an event. I'll let them share about it. But I saw some clips on social media, and I love that the men came together. And this is a testament of how we can all join together, because we have Pastor Ortiz, dang nabbit, Pastor Ortiz, and we have Brother John Muhammad. So both different beliefs, but we're here together. So this is my first time meeting you. Would you be kind and introduce yourself? Tell me a little bit about yourself, where your church is, how long you've been a pastor, and all of those good things.
I've been here in Delaware since I was 16, so I came here in 1998.
Okay.
I've been pastoring for 7 years and a half.
Okay.
Our church is right there in Newcastle Avenue, right here in Wilmington, Delaware.
Now, where we're at on Newcastle Avenue, in case somebody wants to come.
You pass by the library and the Bolorama,
Yes.
maybe like 10 blocks down.
Okay.
Right before the railroad.
Right before the
Railroad.
railroad.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Okay.
It's a big blue building.
Okay. Can't miss it
Everybody's
then,
welcome.
right?
Yes, so we do bilingual.
Okay.
The church name is Casa de Transformación Delaware, which means House of Transformation Delaware.
House of Transformation.
Delaware,
I
yes.
love it. Okay.
So we've been there for 7 years and a half, and trying to help the community and be part of this movement that is coming with Velda.
Your location is very instrumental in making change.
Yes.
Right there on the Route 9 corridor.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think that building was closed for some years, and nobody touched it because it was like vandalized and all that. But
Okay.
we've been there 7 years and a half, never had a problem, and I think we've been a blessing.
Yes. Yeah. Okay. And as the world is today, people need somewhere to go to get some type of peace.
Yes.
Yes. So, okay. And Brother John Muhammad, who's no stranger to Wilmington at all, you see him everywhere. I don't know how he does it. And his beautiful wife allows him to do everything that he does. So, for those that don't know you, please introduce yourself.
Greetings to you, my dear sister, and to the family. Again, I'm Brother John Muhammad. My passion is youth. As my sister said, I serve as head of the youth ministry for Muhammad's Mosque number 35 here in Wilmington, Delaware, with our great minister, Robert Muhammad. And my personal organization is called GANG. It stands for Going After the Next Generation.
Okay,
I started
love
it in New Jersey when I was in New Jersey as the minister working with the Bloods and the Crips. And when that
Wait a minute,
blew
you was
up-
working with the Bloods and the Crips?
Yes, ma'am. I had to find a way to reach them in the 2000s when it blew up in New Jersey.
Right.
So I came up with that acronym, and that acronym allowed me to reach them with a nice acronym, and it allowed me to reach them and get into their ears
So,
and
but
their hearts.
we have to rewind because you said the Bloods and the Crips, like that's not something major. That's very significant.
Well, by the grace of God, we were able. I mean, the history is deep.
Yes.
You know, it didn't start on the East Coast, but it came.
Right.
And when it came, many in the community were dismissive of it. But I'm writing a book about that experience because they rose, and we had to respect them. Even though maybe in our minds we thought we don't do this in the East Coast. It was here.
Right.
And I was dealing with big homies or leaders who were still living with their parents, who were 19, 20, 21, but they had a leader. So I'm like, bro, you're not even old enough to drive yet, but you got 50 young brothers under you that's shooters.
Yeah.
So they came, they're here, and so we had to just figure out ways to say, okay, how can we reach them? So I just came up with that acronym of GANG, Going After the Next Generation, and it allows me to go in. I'm in the prisons, I'm in the schools, and it started 22 years ago, and we've been doing it ever since in the tri-state area.
Wow.
We're here to talk about.
Yes.
Well-
So, what made you back up Velda for mayor?
I met Velda through my friend Pastor Larry.
Okay.
So he been here in the city for a long time.
Yes.
I know him for close to 10 years.
Okay.
So he introduced me to her, and I got to know all her roots and what she's about. And I think that's what the city needs, somebody that knows, you know, the city, the problems, the needs. And, you know, we felt that in the heart that's the right person for this year.
Okay. And what about you, Brother Muhammad?
It was my minister, student minister Robert Muhammad, who introduced me to her. You know, generally in the nation, we're not political.
That's true.
We pride ourselves a lot for not getting involved, but sometimes moments happen, events happen, hearts change that bring us together. And Sister Velda represents, as Pastor D said, the soul of Wilmington. To watch her, Sister Velda and her beautiful husband, that union, I mean, this is more than just running for mayor. She did something, and at this men's meeting, I was there, I was blessed to be there, to have black, brown, white, old, young, from the hood, from the streets to the suites, all coming together, putting down our ego to say, you know what, we're coming together for this sister. It started with Bishop Gibson, with his words of wisdom. Then Pastor Ortiz came and he dropped words, it just kept going. He dropped words of wisdom. Student Minister Robert came with some prophetic words for the men. And then we had a brother, Sheikh Ali, who did 46 years in prison, 47 years. He spoke to our soul. And then to end it, Pastor D, I got to give him his props.
Oh, yeah.
Pastor Derek Johnson, he brought that thing together to make us, because he knows the history of the city. He's known Velda since he was little. It really just brought us together and to look around and to see all of us who normally would not be rocking together. You know, we do what we do in our own silos. But this is a movement and a time for us to say, let's come out of our silos and let's come together. And we were talking as men, we're going to be doing some footwork in the city together, the black and the brown, Muslim and Christian, because it's time. Velda represents a time, a small window of opportunity. It happened in Philly with the first black woman mayor in Sherelle Parker, and we want that feeling to trickle down to Wilmington, God willing, in the next 6 months.
Okay. So if someone asked you, like, why Velda, what would you share with them?
I'll say she has the history, she has the track record, she has the evidence, she has the family, she has everything that is supposed to be a model for everybody to follow. So not even outdoor, but indoor. And I think that's what we're trying to do. Sometimes it's easy to look at somebody outdoor, but indoor, the heart of the person, I think that's the deepest of the person. And when you get to sit down with her and know what she's about and where her heart is at, there's a verse that says, where your heart is at, that's where your treasure is at. So her treasure is here in the city. So she's not doing it for the position. She's just doing it because she loves the city. She wants the change. She wants the movement to be different. And I think it's time. That's what it is.
Okay.
Wow, that's powerful. Let me tell you, Sister Velda, when I think of her pastor, I think of that verse, my people are destroyed for the lack of knowledge. Velda has the knowledge. She has the political sagacity. She knows her way around the city. She has the experience. I mean, working down in Dover first, coming here, she understands. And on the flip side, why not vote for her? Who are you going to vote for? See, those of us in our communities, my sister, we haven't had in Wilmington in a long time a political boss. Generally in certain cities, you know, you have your political boss, and if you want to run, they say, no, not this year. You know, they put you in certain places and you obey. And you don't go against the boss because that'll be political suicide. In Wilmington, we don't have that. William Hickses are gone. You know, those who had that sway are gone. So we have mavericks in the city. People who just pop up and run because they think they should run, or they get paid to run. And so now we're at a point now where we got to start looking at you. Vel, this is her time. So I'm very interested to see who's going to pop up before July to dare challenge her. Because we're at a point now where we got to look at you and hold you accountable for your treasonous acts against our community. Velda is for the city. She wants what's best for the city. And the opposition knows it. So there's grumblings that we can't beat her here, so let's go snatch somebody from a high place somewhere who has the name and the gravitas to run against Velda. It ain't gonna work this year. I would advise any of you, whether you're a former congressman or governor or senator, probably be wise to stand down rather than get embarrassed in this movement for Velda.
Oh, wow, that's powerful.
And she has worked for the city before having any position, you know, but it's important for her to get the position because that's going to allow her to have more leverage and do more for the city, you know. And I know many people work for the city, but you need that type of position so you can spread more of what you're doing in the city. So that's why she needs to be there.
Okay, I'm about to talk about something that people are talking about. But before I do that, the magnitude of the people that came out, I see the weather that morning
Oh, yes.
was like raining
monsoon.
cats and dogs, right?
Yeah, close to hurricane.
Yeah, and men still pushed their way
Yeah.
there.
Beautiful. I didn't know. I was not expecting that. I was expecting, well, it's raining. We'll just come, you know, a few of us being there, and we're going to keep this thing moving.
Like a handful.
But the spirit, you just felt it. It's a time. It's bigger than
hunger.
us. It's bigger than us. And the way I'd like to look at this, Waynna, imagine going to a concert before the concert begins. Generally, all the different instruments are tuning up. Before the concert, you may have your horns over here, they're tuning up. The drums is over here, the clarinet. It sounds like noise because everybody's is tuning up to their own key. And in cities like Wilmington, the men, we all doing our own thing. The Christians are tuning up to their own sound, the Muslims are doing their thing, and the young and the old. In our own mind, it sounds good because we're tuning up to our own sound. But to the audience, it's noise. And what's needed in a city like Wilmington is a maestro to come in and just tap a few times to get everybody on the same sheet of music so that we can stop making noise in Wilmington, that we can come together and make a beautiful song. Sister Velda represents that for us. There's something about this movement and what she represents that's telling all of us, okay, come off of E flat, let me come off G sharp. And for once in Wilmington, let's get on the same sheet of music. For once, and let's to the audience that's watching, let the leadership play some good music for our community, and that's what we're praying and hoping for.
Okay. So the hot question that I want to ask is, a lot of people are saying that it's not her that's running, but it's her husband that's running. Let's talk about that. Because I know from personal experience, when you're married or when you're associated with someone, it's like everything is like together, one, because you are together. But how do people separate thinking that her husband is the one that's running and not her that's running? Let's talk about that.
Well,
I heard Pastor D talk about it.
First of all, it's false. And I can compare it with a profession. If I graduate as a doctor, that doesn't mean my wife is a doctor. She can come to the office, she can sit in my office, but she don't have the knowledge. So if you look at Sister Velda's track record, she's the one that's been working with the government. She's the one that's been in front. And every position that she has had before, she has done great. So what this position make any difference, you know? So I think he's the best person next to her right now. He knows her more than anybody else, and he's been there all along. So that's my belief, and that's the way everybody should, you know, understand. Because if you have a position, that doesn't mean your partner is entitled of making decisions or anything. I think she's very professional, and he understands that. So to me, that's just allegations trying to make it, you know, make it seem like she's not, you know, capable to run the position, but it's not true.
Okay. Brother Muhammad.
You know, it reminds me of when Hillary Clinton ran. Some thought that, well, if she wins, it's really putting Bill back in office. But Hillary Rodham Clinton showed that she could stand on her own, and she was her own person, and she went on to hold different offices, even under Obama. I think she was Secretary of State or something like that. The good thing is, when you're in this ugly field, it's a blessing to have a covering. That union of Charles and Velda Potter is a beautiful story that has lasted over 40 years.
Yes.
You don't stay married for 40 years unless you've been through some storms and you've come out of those storms, which makes you better. I do know this, that whether it's Sister Velda or any woman, it's really sexist to bring up your husband, because when men run, we don't bring that up about their wife.
Oof.
So it's really tinged with sexism and chauvinism. But it will be a blessing that if she wins, to have that strength behind her, when she wins, to have that strength behind her. Because see, when you single sisters and you in politics, you get certain calls late at night that a married woman ain't gonna get. You just ain't gonna call Velda on some madness 10, 11 o'clock at night, because you know she has some covering. So let's respect the institution of marriage and how valuable that is as a protection for Velda when all the jackals come out when she wins.
Okay, very good. So, Pastor, I want you in 30 seconds to look into the camera and tell our viewing audience why you want them to vote for Velda. And then, Brother Muhammad, you can do the same, please.
I would say that she is for the city. She was raised in the city. She's been working for the state for a long time. And she's easy to reach, easy to talk to. That's the right candidate for this year. And if you guys vote for her, I know she is going to be doing very well for the city and for the state.
Okay.
Brothers and sisters, may God bless you to use your political power and manifest it in this election. Velda's headquarters is 611 West 18th Street. Go on over to campaign headquarters and help our sister. I believe that she's the right person, not just female, the right person for the job, the right time. And guess what? Any man that's not gonna teach you right is not gonna treat you right. We've been mistreated in this city for years, and it's time for healing. And Velda Potter and what she brings represents that healing.
Okay, thank you, gentlemen. Thank you so very much for coming on.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're very welcome. So I'm going to take a quick break. I'm going to let the gentlemen be excused, and I'll come back with some closing remarks.
Government doesn't make a move without an agenda, some type of plan. The problem is we haven't been on the agenda. Sometimes we're overlooked. Sometimes our interests aren't the interests of those in power. I'm your host, Kerwin Gaines, on DETV's new show, The Agenda. We're going to do our best to ensure that you, Delawareans, are knowledgeable about what's going on in the Assembly. Federal government, local government, it doesn't matter. We're going to do our best to ensure that folks that make the agenda on a daily basis have to answer for it. Let them explain what they're doing. If it affects you, it's on the agenda.
Good evening and welcome back to the Congo Hour. I have a few announcements that I would like to share with you. And this is the Wilmington, Delaware alumni, Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated, is having an HBCU skate night. And it's going to be on May the 6th, which is a Monday. Admission is $15. It's from 6 to 9, and it's at the Christiana Skating Rink, which is 801 Christiana Road in Newark, Delaware. There will be a $5 voucher for the first 50 people, and proceeds benefit scholarships for students in Greater Newcastle, sponsored by May Week Committee. For questions or to get tickets, there's an email, and it's Mayweek, which is MAYWEEK at DST wilmingtonde.org. I'll repeat that. It's May Week, MAYWEEK, at DST. It's D as in David, S as in Sam, T as in Tom, Wilmington, DE.org. And we'll have it up on the screen for you. So you wear your HBCU or your D9 apparel. And once again, it's May the 6th, which is a Monday evening from 6 to 9, and tickets are $15. My childhood, we grew up together in Dunleavy. Charlotte Barnes sent it to me, and she said, get my youth back on and come skating. So she knows that I loved roller skating. So I'm definitely going to do my best to attend and support this worthy cause. Want to also remind you, May the 11th, Saturday, May the 11th, I have a team that will be walking to shine the light on stroke. A few weeks ago, I had my cousin Everett Lacey come on the show along with his therapist, Bridget and Bridget. And this was Everett's ideal because Everett experienced not one stroke, but 2 strokes. And he was led to raise money for resources for those that are less fortunate, for things that they need, maybe a ride to the doctor or some type of equipment. And my best friend is walking with me, Marla, because she too experienced a stroke. So we want to make you aware of things to look out for strokes. There's going to be lots of resources. My son, DJ Blair, will be DJing, and I'll have the website up. So you go to the website and you'll scroll down to Waynna's World, and you will sign up and meet me at Glasgow Park on, I believe it's 9 a.m., and it is Saturday, May the 11th at Glasgow Park, which is on Pulaski Highway, right before 896. So I want to take this time out to, one, thank you again so much for taking time out of your busy schedules to tune in, whether you are looking at us on DETV or on our Facebook page, The Congo Hour. Trippie and I truly appreciate all the love that we have been given. And we had asked for people to share with us what they want us to do or not do. And so our dear friend, Miss Linda Marks, this is about my second week calling out Miss Linda Marks, she says she wants the funeral announcements back on. So we're going to work on that and have them on next week. I'm going to do my best to have them back on next week so that you can see our funeral announcements. However, you can also go to the website, which is www.congofuneralhome.com to view the obituaries there. You can also, there's a link there for you to also reach out to Kim to pre-plan your funeral. I know I drive this every week because it's so important to do that. And you can also give Kim a call at 302-652-8887. And Trippie and I talked about this a little bit, and I'm definitely going to be talking about it more. One day I'm going to be the guest here on the Congo Hour to talk about my candidacy for running for City Council at large here in the beautiful city of Wilmington. I was raised by my grandparents, and it was instilled in me servicehood. So I have a deep burning desire to run for City Council at large to represent all of the constituents here. I love to say serving or servicehood. I don't like the word politic or politician because that's not who I am. So those that know me know that I am not a politician, and I have a heart for people. So that is the main reason why I am running. So I am asking for you to vote for me on September the 10th, City Council at Large, Waynna Dobson. And thank you in advance for those that have reached out to me to encourage me. I truly appreciate it. I got lots of things that I need to do. And so if you would like to help me donate or help in any kind of way, please give me a call directly at 302-521-7325. 302-521-7325. Want to thank you again. I know I keep on thanking you because Trippy and I truly appreciate our viewers and all of the love that we have received. And once again, if you have any ideals for the show, please let us know. You can go to the Facebook page and you can inbox us, or you can leave something directly on the page, or you can give me a call at 302-521-7325. And I want to make it clear that anyone that is running for a race, that you are more than welcome to come here on the show and share your platform with our viewing audience. And once again, you can give me a call to schedule. It's 302-521-7325, and you need to hurry up because I am, I think I'm in the end of June, beginning of July now for scheduling guests to come onto the show. So thank you again for tuning in, and I pray that this week is the best week of your life. Good night.
Government doesn't make a move without some type of plan. The problem is we haven't been on the agenda. Sometimes we're overlooked. Sometimes our interests aren't the interests of those in power. I'm your host, Kerwin Jones, on DETV's new show, The Agenda. We're going to do our best to ensure that you, Delawareans, are knowledgeable about what's going on in the Assembly. Federal government, local government, it doesn't matter. We're going to do our best to ensure that folks that make the agenda on a daily basis have to answer for it. Let them explain what they're doing. If it affects you, it's on the agenda.
Let's talk more about the actual 5K walk and run. We'll have the information up on the screen so that people can, I want you to give, even if you can't come and walk, or sponsor someone to walk. What time does it start?
9 a.m.
9 a.m., okay. And what else can people expect there? I know we're gonna have a DJ.
Yes,
We
we
will
want it
have
to
a
be a
DJ.
big celebration.
Yes.
What about
The sponsors.
I can't get it.
Take your time, you can get it. We
Um,
got a whole hour, take your
Right.
time.
Oh, we partnered with Move to Include, and they're going to have, they have adaptive running chairs. So any of our
Oh.
stroke survivors that aren't able to walk, run, have a wheelchair, they can be part of the event in that way.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's really inclusive.
Yes.
Yes.
Try to be really inclusive,
Yeah.
keeping everyone in mind. It's a flat park, which is good, no hills, so
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah.
Very beautiful park.
Yes. And like Bridget
ample parking.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes,
Yeah.
like Bridget said, you know, we want to bring the community together, local businesses. So we're going to have a bunch of different tables of sponsors. just really promote awareness, resources, prevention.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
We have a raffle that we've been working hard on.
All
Really
right.
exciting.
Yes.
This is big,
I
Everett.
know.
Yes.
He's
For the-
really-
His first one.
I know. I
You
know.
know,
Yes.
it's nice. I really like it though. I really do.
You do.
Yeah.
Good.
And he was big on where he wanted the money to go to too. A lot of.
So how you tell it?
No, you go ahead. You try. You do it.
Nah, you go ahead.
So he's been very appreciative of all of our services for him. And a lot of stroke survivors can't afford all the extraneous expenses that come along with a stroke, whether that be, out of pocket for assisted devices, for a wheelchair, for speaking devices, thickeners for swallowing, transportation to and from their appointments. People are having strokes younger and younger, and they don't always have the family members that can drive them to appointments because they need to support them and continue working. So, we're excited about all of the proceeds.
That is so special, Everett.
Yes.
And Everett's planning on giving a speech at the race too.
Oh my. He will. He will.
Yes,
He
yes.
will.
Yeah, I will.
Yeah.
Every time that he comes into therapy, and it's not an exaggeration, he's got a smile on his face. He's giving everyone a hug. He's saying thank you. Monthly, he brings in breakfast for the staff.
What day is that?
He's just
Is it a set day?
No.
No.
When
I'm come to your appointment that day.
he just
Yeah.
is so appreciative.
you would like to come down someday and watch.
I would love to do that. Yeah. I
Always
know I
welcome.
said this the last time, last week. Mr. Congo has shared this saying, and I take it everywhere I go, that people don't care what you know until they know that you care. So by you doing that shows that you care about those that are caring for you.
Yes.
Yeah. Yes.
So true.
Is there anything else that you want to talk about?
Right now,
You can't think of anything?
not right now.
Tell him about the signs of a stroke we put on the website, all the videos that we took of people.
Okay.
You want to talk about that? You want me to talk about it? Okay.
He getting tired now.
I am. I'm
So-
sorry.
It's okay.
I'm sorry.
Part of the initiative is to educate the community, and a lot of times we notice that our patients come in and explain that they didn't know they were having a stroke, the first signs of a stroke. And so one of our initiatives has been taking all of our patients and compiling a video of each of their stories and what their signs were when they were having a stroke, so that anyone watching it can understand how it can look different person to person. And so we use the term Be Fast, and that's like an acronym to describe things like balance, changes in your speech, slurred speech, vision changes, facial drooping, really bad headache, confusion, and it looks different from person to person. And so I think it's really important that people understand that if they're having signs of a stroke, you really need to get to the hospital as quickly as possible. The quicker you can get to the hospital, there's a chance that you can receive a treatment that will reverse the signs of having a stroke. Not a lot of people know that. And so trying to just spread awareness, and I think it's really special to see personal stories of everyone, because we cover people of all ages.
Okay.
And it affects everyone, it's not biased. And so I think it's really important just to know signs to be looking out for.
And we can view that video where?
Yes, on our
It's
registration.
It's on the registration, which we're going to have up on the screen.
Yes,
So,
yes.
okay, I'm definitely
He's the
going to have
first
to
face
look at
you'll
that.
see in
Yeah.
the video.
Okay.
You know, I had
Yes, I do.
two, and the first time everything was really pretty. It wasn't until the next one that's when I got my
Your speech.
yeah, and yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. So
Yeah.
You've been doing great though.
pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Very good. Mm-hmm. He's a hard worker.
Very.
Yes.
Very.
Yeah.
You're good. So the cost to participate, the donation, the investment, I'll say, is how much?
To register is $35.
Okay. Okay.
So there's a section to register, and then there's a section to donate. There's also a part of the page where you can create a team, like you said, to have everybody join together. You can create a fundraiser.
Okay. All right. Okay. Is there anything else that you would like to talk about before we go?
We touched on it.
Did we touch on everything?
Anything else, Sev?
Like right now, it wasn't until later on I'll be like, oh.
I wanted to say that.
I just want to say that I had a good time today.
Oh,
Yeah.
I
So-
appreciate you for coming.
Thank you.
Because not everyone is willing to share their story. So I appreciate you for being brave, even with your speech, not always cooperating with you the way that you wanted to do, that you still came on. I thank you so very much for wanting to bring awareness to others. And just being the person that you are. You've always been very special, so
Thank you.
I love
Thank
you.
Love you too.
Okay, all right. And Bridget, I want to thank y'all again so very much for taking care of Everett. And I want to personally thank my cousin Cindy for all that she does, because it's a sacrifice, you know?
No, it's a pleasure.
Caregiving is no joke.
Yeah, so kudos to cousin Cindy as well. All right, well, thank you three for coming on.
Thank you for having us.
You're welcome. Everett's in glory with y'all two sitting next to him. He like, keep on talking. But yes, I look forward to seeing you all. Please, please, please support this very important run, raise, shine the light on stroke. Once again, it's going to be Saturday, May the 11th. It's going to begin at 9 a.m. It's at Glasgow Park, which is on Route 40. And I look forward to seeing you there. If you have any questions, the information will be on the screen for you to reach out.